All right, so it seems we've got EZA details for AGL Ginyu, but not just him. They are, in fact, Extreme Z Awakening, the Recoome and Guldo, and the Jeice and Burter, which is really, really good. I mean, these are characters that this AGL Ginyu definitely relies on, and, you know, if they are made to fit the mission execution category, that's going to be really ideal, but we'll see. I mean, they made a lot of sense to me. There were 4 like slots for an EZA TUR that was in the data kind of that we could piece together, and 3 of them were grouped together. So a lot of us were speculating, hey, you know, are the Ginyu Force characters getting their EZA? And they in fact are. So this is very, very exciting, and I'm really excited to see how good these guys are going to be. Just seeing how good Kefla was, I'm going to be very hopeful for Captain Ginyu. Now, again, we don't actually have everything just yet. I mean, I know that AGL Ginyu does have a transform state, which we could see here as well. And we'll just take a look here at what Ginyu is able to do. So let's see. Obviously, the leader skill upgrade is just going to be the same as we expect. So 200% attack and defense. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack. And then damage reduction rate plus 20%. So this used to be a medium chance. In fact, let me actually bring up Ginyu himself. This actually used to be just a medium chance to do an additional super. So that is definitely a useful change. And I definitely like that from there so far. 20% damage reduction rate is definitely useful. Then Ginyu Force category allies Q1 and 60% attack defense and 20% chance to crit. So before then, that used to be just be 30% support. So now he's providing 60% support to Ginyu Force. But unfortunately, yeah, they're not really updating that to also include mission execution. That is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate, huh? Oh, okay. 150% when attacking on a stack. That's a lot, because again, this guy, well, let's take a look here. So yeah, he still does a raised defense 30% attack for the turn immense damage, but this has a 150%. That's basically like, that's over double of what the defense you'll get. So if you stack this guy up to like 2 mil defense, when he actually gets his super attack, he's gonna be at like 4.5 mil, 5 mil defense range, right? Which is really good. Then per Ginyu Force ally in the team, attack defense 20% up to 100%. Yeah, but it's like, per Ginyu Force ally, like, you're not going to get a full Ginyu Force team. So the thing that I wanted them to change, unfortunately, they didn't change. Like, add mission execution or Namek Saga or another category, but this guy's only still just Ginyu Force. And this is not 2022, man. I don't know. When there's another Ginyu Force category ally on the team, attacks are effective against all types and then high chance to launch an additional super. So this is useful at least. Being fair, he might not really need this as much, but it will obviously be very useful to have. This high chance to launch an additional super, unfortunately, is also like, it is just a 50% flat chance. You can't trigger that off of every additional he does. For 1 turn from the entry turn and when HP is 70% or more, he has 30% chance to crit and 30% damage reduction. Okay. So if it's not a situation where you could transform into the Goku Ginyu, this guy has 50% reduction. That's quite a bit. Being a stacking character, it's pretty good, honestly. Yeah. It's pretty good, I would say. Okay, Ginyu. You know, he has some sauce to him, for sure. I think Ginyu, he looks good, and this is just his pre-transformation state. So let's see again. Eventually, you will transform into this guy. Let's take a look at how good Goku Ginyu is. So, 59% HP recover once only, Q1 and 250% attack and defense. Launches an additional attack that has a great chance to be a super. Attacks are effective against all types. 50% damage reduction. Okay, yeah, this guy is really good. 150% attack when attacking. 50% chance to crit, and then great chance of launching an additional super. This could trigger off of hidden potential and this attack because it's when attacking. So every single attack that you do should trigger that, if I'm not mistaken. Well, actually, I might not. But this is still really good. A 70% chance to launch another additional super. Then 150% defense when you're receiving an attack, and then chance to dodge 50%. So he has 50%, because the thing about Yeah, dude, this guy's good. Like, once you get Goku, because he has 50% reduction just standalone. But obviously he wants to attack ideally before then. But Goku Ginyu, with all that stacked defense, like if you stacked up with Goku Ginyu, you know, one thing I noticed though. Well, actually, no, it's not really a big deal because you still have the multiplicative sets. I was gonna say he doesn't have this multiplicative buildup, but it's just all start of turn. He doesn't have to attack for it. It's just all there. And he has 50% reduction. That'll go a long way. Yeah, because imagine, like, even if this guy's like a 2 mil defense start of turn, let's say he's at 2 mil defense start of turn, he will get 150% when receiving an attack. So then that's going to shoot him up to, what, 5 mil defense with 50% reduction? And this guy has so many defense links. I mean, I believe, let's take a look here. Like, you know, Frieza's army as a defense link he might get with a lot of these other characters. Gentleman, he's not really getting it too often. If he has loyalty, 5% reduction. Loyalty, how good is this linked right now? I mean, if he's linked, if Recoome and Guldo is good, I mean, that could be a genuine rotation on that team. He does want Jeice and Burter on rotation on the team though, but yeah, instead of a high chance of Scouter, he has a guaranteed Scouter now with Jeice on the team. If these two EZAs, sub EZAs, are really good, he could be really good, yeah. And then he stacks attack greatly. Greatly stacking attack. He's going to end up doing a lot of damage, too, once you get a lot of supers in. The only thing I'm thinking about is, like, this guy in Festival, how good exactly will he be? Because it's a thing of, like, you have to stack his defense up a certain amount. And then eventually you're going to have to start stacking attack. But will his attack be good enough, like, by the time you would get him out in Festival? I don't know. I mean, would he be a Festival character? Probably not, especially if these two guys aren't good, but Ginyu looks good to me. Ginyu looks very good. I feel like he might be on that Kefla tier of, like, EZAs. Just a defense stacker. And the difference between him and Kefla, he has damage reduction. 50% reduction. He's not going to be stacking as high as her for sure. And I think, you know, he won't look as oppressive because he gets his stats when attacking. But once he attacks, man, his defense is going to get really high. And the reason why he's not getting as many, like, multiplicative stats is obviously because of the fact that he doesn't greatly stack. He just has a 30% stack. On top of him he has the reduction, right? And he has a normal stacking. So that's why he has 50% reduction. So let's take a look here. Recoome and Guldo, what are they doing? Leader skill doesn't matter. So 200% attacking defense, 30% reduction. Great chance to guard, seals the attacked enemy super. When guard is activated, 100% defense. Launches an additional attack that has a great chance to be super. When attacking, whichever more key, 150% attacking defense. For every attack received, 20% attacking defense up to 100%. When there's an ally whose name includes Ginyu, guards 30% reduction and stuns the attacked enemy. So this character before attacking gonna have 60% reduction in a guard if you have Ginyu on rotation. What's the difference between them pre and post EZ, like in terms of besides stats? Like if I look up Guldo, let me take a look here. What is the difference for this character here? 180%, so they get to 200%. It's a damage reduction, really is a huge thing. 100% defense here. They never had this 50% attacking defense when attacking. And this 50% goes up to 100%. Plus the 60% reduction. I think they could, Recoome and Guldo look like they're going to be really good to me. Greatly raise attacking defense for the turn. It meant a supreme damage and great lowers attacking defense. This character is going to be really good in battle hardened foes, I think for sure. I also like the CCA, Recoome and Guldo. They're quite good. They did a good job with them too. Okay. And then let's go ahead and take a look here at Jeice and Burter here, which I could actually bring up Jeice and Burter from the Ginyu Force kind of category here. Jeice and Burter right here. Let's see what Jeice and Burter are going to do. Hold hopefully they're looking really good here. Let's see. 200% attack and defense. Launches an additional attack that's a high chance to become a super. 70% chance to dodge. Space traveling words or special pose. Key 3 and 40% attack and defense. For every attack performs, 50% attack and defense up to 200%. When receiving a super, they have 10% chance extra to dodge. Then if there's Ginyu attacking in the same turn, they have 10% extra chance to dodge within the turn before receiving an attack. Okay, I guess. And then 30% attack and defense for 2 turns for all allies. I like the 2-turn support here. Raise attack and defense for 1 turn, supreme damage, raise attack and defense of all allies by 20% for 1 turn. This character has potentially a 90% chance to dodge against supers. This character kind of feels like they want to be in slot 1, but they don't have to be. You could just sit them in slot 3. Because this is before receiving an attack, it's not before attacking. So they could have like a 90% chance to dodge against a slot 3 super. But okay. I like this, the extra 10% chance to dodge there. And the multi-turn support when there's Ginyu attacking in the same turn is also very good. Again, the only thing is that, like, I don't really see these guys fitting the mission execution team. Like, I assume there's nothing else. Yeah, there's nothing else. I don't see them fitting this mission execution category. That is unfortunate. Nothing in the news. That really does suck, I feel like. Not fitting this new team. Like, you're not gonna use them there. I think AGL Ginyu is gonna be really, really good though. And I guess if you take a look here, what 200% team or 220% teams is he on though? Like, he is, I don't even know if he's on Tao's 220% team at the top of my head. Let me take a look here. Well, I guess the only thing is that he's gonna show that he's on there because he's on mission execution. But like, let's take a look here at AGL Ginyu. Like, what 220% leader? Is he on Tao's? I don't think so. No, because they're in Dragon Ball Seekers, aren't they? Yeah, so like you'd use them on Tao's team. I mean, okay. Because let's say you have a rotation of Ginyu plus Recoome and Guldo is what I'm thinking. You could float around Jeice and Burter. They're not going to support, unfortunately, the Tao, but at least, you know, on certain turns when they're floating, they could provide the support for the multi-turns. And another thing is they won't get this extra 10% chance to dodge. So I don't know if you'd run, like, are you going to run this character on the Tao team as like as a floater? I don't think so. Doesn't really seem like the best move to me. Like, I'd rather run Path to Power Kid Goku, Ichigo Gogeta, right? But I think you could have a rotation of these two. You could have the second Tao floating. Then you could have, yeah, Ginyu plus Recoome and Guldo. And then you have Kid Goku floating with the 8% extra reduction. That's going to be pretty good. Kid Goku also supports them because of DB Seekers. Yeah, because Kid Goku provides the Dragon Ball Seekers support. Ooh, wait a minute. That's pretty good. That is super, super useful. Is there a way I could bring up Path to Power Kid Goku here? I guess an easier way would be here. Yeah, because he... Wait a minute. Yeah. Ginyu plus Recoome and Guldo on that team, and then just don't even care about Jeice and Burter, honestly, because Guldo and Recoome, they have the yeah, they can have 68% reduction before attacking with the guard. Yeah, I think that's what you want to do, maybe. AGL Ginyu plus Recoome and Guldo, then Path to Power floating. AGL Kid Goku, you can float around. You have Tao plus General Blue, maybe. General Blue also is gonna be 2-turn supporting too. Yeah, because he has this right here. Okay, that's probably what you would do, but Ginyu looks good to me. I like him. Let me know what you guys are thinking about AGL Captain Ginyu's EZA. I think someone's saying that's it. He's really good. I think he's really good. Yeah, let me check my notifications, make sure no one's saying slander. I see someone else saying Goku seems mid. I don't like, am I crazy? They look really good to me, but I don't know. Oh, we could also see their rainbow stats because of Pearl Town is the last thing I'll show here. Here it is. Yeah, 12.8k defense. Yeah, 14k defense from Recoome and Guldo. Oh my god, 24k HP. Yep, they cooked. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.